So you want to advertise on a platform like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, or TikTok, but you have $0. Is this even possible? The short answer is yes, but let me give you some context first before I really dive into the topic. You'll also want to stay till the end of this video because this will not work if you miss even a single step of what I'm going to be talking about throughout this entire video. The two most important pieces of lifeblood in your business is marketing, and the one that most people don't talk about, especially on YouTube, is funding. Because you have this yin and yang issue. On the one hand, you cannot make a business work without having money coming in. And for money to come in, you need to do marketing and sales. But in order for you to be marketing properly, you're going to need to purchase leads or pay for leads somehow. Whether it is through advertising, whether it's through lead generation companies, you need to pay money up front in order to generate those leads and then to sell to them in order to bring in business. But you need money to pay for those leads, so the way to solve that issue is with funding. What a lot of people on YouTube would recommend for you to do is to do some kind of free marketing. This would be like DMing hundreds and thousands of people, doing some form of content creation, cold calling. But we need to move the needle fast. And the way to move it fast is to do inbound marketing. And the only way to do inbound marketing is to pay for it. And we cannot pay for it without funding, especially considering we don't have any business yet. So now that I introduced this idea of business funding, I want to go into it deeper, but I want to ask you first, please, before you apply my teachings on acquiring business funding, I really want you to understand the fundamentals of marketing, and specifically advertising. Learn ad creatives, learn how to build funnels, understand targeting, and really go deep dive into the actual ad platform that you're going to be advertising on. I personally suggest that you get some kind of course on this. And if you don't want to deal with advertising at all, I actually run an advertising agency, and if you book a call with me below, we can actually help you run ads for your business. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the business funding. So as I'm talking about this, I'm going to assume that you have a good credit score, because if you want business funding, I suggest having a good credit score. I suggest anything 700 and above. And if you don't have that, my team helps with fixing your credit as well. Hit the link below and book a call with me and we can look at your credit. So what we need is a funding product that's not going to cost you any money up front to advertise. And the best business funding product, especially for advertising, is 0% introductory rate business credit cards. These credit cards give you 0% interest from 6 to 18 months. And the best thing is that they don't report utilization on your personal credit report, meaning that if you max this card out, it's not going to actually report any utilization to your personal credit report, and it's not going to hurt your score. Of course, you're going to have to make the minimum payments on this card within those 6 to 18 months. And then by the end of those 6 to 18 months, my method is going to help you actually have a zero balance and hopefully grow your business. Some banks that offer these credit cards are Chase, Amex, and US Bank, just to name a few. So with the business credit cards, you may have guessed what we're attempting to do here. What we're trying to do is advertise up front, put the spend on those credit cards, and from the proceeds of our sales, pay off the credit cards in full. But in order for this to work, we need to be profitable on the customer acquisition. Meaning, if it costs us $500 every single time we acquire a client through advertising, and we're able to bring in $1,500, let's say, for a sale, then that's great. That means we made a 3x ROAS, or 3 times return on ad spend. If what we're selling costs us $500 to deliver, then that means we made $500 profit upon acquisition. $500 for the advertising, $500 for the service delivery, and $500 profit in our pocket, which is great because we got a new business, potentially a testimonial, and $500 profit without ever needing to spend any of our own money. By the way, if you're liking this video so far and you're getting any nuggets out of it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get more videos like this. And although this sounds simple, actually making this work is pretty difficult. And it's all going to come down to how you structure your offer. A really great book that I recommend that you read in order to structure your product or service offer is Alex Hormozi's $100 Million Leads. And before you even go and read that book, whatever it is you're selling, I highly recommend it be high ticket. This method works really great for high ticket services and high ticket products. And let me just give you an example. Let's say I run a web development agency that creates websites for high-ticket home service businesses. Anything from HVAC to plumbing to solar panels to roofing installation or anything like that. And let's say in my sales I can prove that these websites convert incredibly and that these clients are going to generate incredible leads from when I build these websites for them. And I'm able to justify a price of $3,000 up front for a website and then $200 a month after that. And the reoccurring charge could be for anything like hosting, maintenance, security, web chat, and any other really nice features that I can throw in for them to justify that monthly price. Let's say it costs me about $1,000 to close one of these leads with advertising, $500 to deliver the service with a web developer, and this essentially brings me in a 3x return on ad spend and $1,500 profit. The credit card balance is fully paid off, I made a profit up front, and I'm getting $200 in recurring revenue as long as this customer stays with me. So this is just an example, and if you copy my example to the T, it's not necessarily going to work for you, but what you're going to want to do is set up an offer and a structure just like this in order for you to always pay off your ad spend on your credit card in full, never have to put your own money up front, and hopefully set it up so that you always get recurring revenue to build up your book of business over time. Again, if you want to set up a really strong and solid offer, which is going to help make this a reality for you, read Alex Hormozi's book, $100 Million Leads. You're going to get more offer ideas and more ways to strengthen your offer than you know what to do with. And you're also going to want to get really damn good at sales. Because what's going to happen if you really suck at sales is, let's say you're good at the marketing and the funding side of things, all you're going to do is run ads, rack up your advertising bill on your credit cards, and when you get on the sales calls, you won't be able to close them, and then you're not going to have a way of paying off those cards. You're going to be stuck in credit card debt, and your business is not going to be growing, and you're going to blame me because I told you to do this. And this is not financial advice by any means. This is just what I did for my businesses, and this is what I'm sharing with you personally. So to recap, as there's a lot to put in practice here. Number one, you're going to want to understand the fundamentals of marketing and advertising, and specifically the ad platform that you want to advertise on. And if you don't want to learn this, then hire a company that does know this really well. And if you want to hire me, all you got to do is hit the link below to book a call and see what we can do for you. Two, you need to build and structure a self-liquidating offer that's going to help you pay off your advertising costs up front as you acquire clients and have those clients begging to buy the product from you. Three, you need to get ridiculously good at sales and study it religiously. Once you start studying sales, I suggest that you study it for the rest of your time in business. This is a skill that's going to follow you for the rest of your life, and if there's ever a business that's going to fail that you're running, you can always use this skill in order to make money all over again. And the only way to get really good at this skill is not just by studying books and watching YouTube videos, which I do suggest you do, but by also putting all of your learnings into practice every single day. So make sure you always have a lead flow and a pipeline coming in from your marketing efforts, and make sure that you always have somebody to sell. Number four, once you have the above three, make sure that you have a solid credit profile. If you don't, again, I suggest you find a company that's going to help you build and fix your credit. Hit the link below to book a call with myself so that we can help you. And number five, apply for a 0% intro business credit card with any company like Chase, Amex, US Bank, and there are many more that you can actually apply for, but those are just the main three that I suggest going for first. And then once you run out of the 0% intro period and you have a zero credit card balance, you can do this all over again with the next credit card and keep rinsing and repeating to continue to grow your business. Now, I know this video was jam-packed and it was literally like a mini course. I suggest bookmarking this video on your browser and going back to the parts that you're working on currently in order to remember what it is that you need to do next. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I will try to answer every single one in as much detail as I possibly can. If the answer is a very long one, then I will attempt to make a YouTube video or a YouTube Shorts video explaining my thought process behind the question that you asked me.